do you.
So comicbook.com this week reporting that The Mandalorian, that
Ooh, Mandos.
yeah,
has been shut down.
We talked about that.
That's
Talked about that a couple weeks ago, and everybody's looking forward to the TV show, given some of the pictures and things that were released from the set, and there's a little bit of buzz coming there now. But comicbook.com reporting this week that they really, at least the author of this article feels like that Lucasfilm is really relying on The Mandalorian to kind of fill the gap between now and the release of Ep9 to rejuvenate the excitement.
Rejuvenate
the franchise.
It feels so weird because, a year or two ago, we were like, it's just going to be too much. And now it's like, that's way too long to wait for the movie. We got to have something else to put there.
Well, part of it is because there's so many people going, fix it, Lucasfilm, fix it, and poking it with a stick. Like, do math. Like, just do something that makes us feel warm and snuggly again.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's overstated because every time I've watched Solo, I feel warm and snuggly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Almost all of the content I've consumed, which, granted, I've picked and choose. I've picked and chosen. I've not consumed everything. I don't read most of the books anymore, which is weird. Still weird for me.
Well, is that mostly because of Miss Clark, though?
Huh?
Yes.
What?
I got her name wrong.
Miss Clark?
I don't know. Go on. Move. Please ignore the man behind the curtain.
No, anyway, this article really just kind of is a continuation of what we were just talking about, that, Lucasfilm is really, they have addressed the problems. And part of addressing it was slowing things down, spacing things out between Solo and Ep9, not overpromising a bunch of movies. Right now, we've just got, we're being told
I wouldn't say they've addressed the problem. I'd say they've developed a strategy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but they're addressing no problems with the social media, overexposure.
They're taking action. I guess, I don't know. I'm having trouble. Are the problems addressed, or are they just shuffling everything around so that the problems go away?
We're talking
because again, where there's still debate over whether or not this is actually addressing anything. Sure. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, time will tell.
I'm nitpicking. I apologize.
But here's the problem, I guess, with this article, saying that Lucasfilm is really relying on The Mandalorian, because there's a couple glaring things that stick out to me, not the least of which is that if they're relying on The Mandalorian, it's weird to me that the release of The Mandalorian is going to be through their streaming service, because I don't know if you guys have been following our social media this week, but there's been some pushback.
Of course I have, very closely.
There's been some pushback on, because I posted this article, and there was some pushback about, people realizing I got to get this Disney streaming service to watch this thing.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So I don't know. Is Disney...
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
So there's obviously excitement in the fan base about The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But Disney's got to get some reach here, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to get enough people to subscribe to their service
Has CBS been successful?
I don't think CBS,
especially with Star Trek.
I don't think CBS would have been honest with you if they weren't.
Who
knows, really?
Here's the model that I think Disney wants to chase, and that would be HBO and Game of Thrones, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Game of Thrones is driving.
Oh, so Disney wants to make BitTorrent more ubiquitous. I got it. I get it. That's savvy. That darn mouse.
But hasn't HBO put all their properties on?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. But Disney has a lot more properties than HBO. But yeah.
Still, 100%.
I still feel like, I think I've told you guys, I feel like if they keep that price point at that $6-7 a month, that I'll be interested enough to subscribe and see where it takes me. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm questioning now.
Stop saying 6, 7. Say 5.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're
$5, Disney. Do you hear me?
$4.99.
But with general audiences, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't see anything. This is supposed to be coming out 2019, and I've seen almost nothing other than within the Star Wars community about this Disney streaming service. Have you guys seen any advertising?
No.
Well,
or any
I closed
talk?
down my Disney Princess RSS feeds. So
Aw, that's my
not as
favorite.
up to date.
It's like a wave of positivity.
Seriously,
I
if
had
this
to I had to make room for my deals, my hot deals.
This is
RSS
coming, what,
with the
April,
Z.
May next year? And, I mean, we're in the last quarter of 2018. Seems like they got to ramp this up at some point.
One would think.
Yeah.
One would think, but yeah, it's I don't know. They always play this kind of stuff close to the vest, though. Whereas CBS is more of like, look at us, we're big boys, we have big boy pants, we're gonna do streaming. Look what we can do. Disney's like, just be quiet, we'll tell you when we're ready.
They play it close to the ears.
Close to the ears. Mouse
close,
ears.
close to the inexplicable waist buttons.
I get it.
Yeah. So I
don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, is The Mandalorian, given its, given how it's going to be rolled out and what little we know about it, I mean, is it going to be able to carry us from now until, because it's not going to be Resistance, right?
If they keep hyping up the Mandalorian and they put it on the streaming service, people will buy it.
Yeah.
I'll buy
It will.
I'll
It'll
buy
happen.
it for the Mandalorian.
I mean, I know all four of us will be doing it, so
I'm in agreement. People will do it to some degree, but
Will it
to
sustain?
voice back Mike's concern, is it
Is it going to be enough?
Is it enough to carry it on
does
the
it
back?
really matter what Mike's concerned about?
Is it enough to carry the whole service on the backs of a quasi niche Star Wars show?
Well, I think it won't be just that though.
They're gonna. It looks like they're. I don't know. This is a guess, but they're making a move to bring the Netflix Marvel shows over there as well. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they canceled Iron Fist season 3.
I did, yeah.
And just today, as we were recording on Friday, they canceled Luke Cage season 3.
Really?
And both of
They
them,
just announced that it was coming.
yeah, both of those left off on a cliffhanger. So my guess is they weren't canceled. They're just
They're
holding off.
repositioning everything.
yeah.
I don't think they would have to give Netflix a lot of money to do that, because my understanding is the way the contract.
Do you know how much money Disney has?
Yes,
Disney has all the money.
Well, yes, in that, no, I don't. But as far as I understand, the contract language is that Netflix holds more. There are contracts in place that Disney can't just take it and go.
Why do you
Like
think they
replace
canceled
the
it?
content with something.
Yeah, why do you think they canceled it?
Well, that's the thing.
That's just a bold move, man.
But you can't just cancel it and restart it someplace else either, because it's all about the properties, the rights, the names, characters, the actors.
I'm guessing the contract timeline is coming to an end soon.
My understanding is that that's actually not the case. That's actually not the case at all. And I wish I could cite it. I saw something just today.
What show do they have left now? I mean, Jessica Jones has
Jessica Jones.
This is why we're
That's
not
it.
hearing anything about
Daredevil
it.
season 3 just premiered today, and they haven't really said if there's going to be a season 4. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I
right.
think it's a strong possibility that they could work something out to.
Well,
bring
they
them
can
over to
always
streaming.
work something out.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney can just dump money on Netflix to
Maybe-
say, we're going to take this
They could,
our way.
and
Netflix,
then when
maybe
they get
Disney
the
hasn't
Fox
decided-
rights, they could mix in
maybe-
the X-Men people with the.
Maybe
Marvel
they're trying to
people.
buy Netflix.
Ooh, good luck with that.
I would not put it past. I don't know.
think they could afford Netflix.
yeah.
Netflix is huge.
I think
know.
I think Disney can afford anything they want.
No, that sounds true, but I don't
Netflix
think in
is
reality.
they're a major player, man. I don't know.
They just shelled out a bunch of money for Fox.
God, if Disney
Well, that's
Disney
true.
acquired Netflix, dear Lord.
Actually, I'd hope that would be blocked, but
Let's see. Over Memorial Day weekend, Netflix was the world's most highly valued media and entertainment company, according to Forbes.com.
Yep, it's huge.
So, yeah, Netflix is in
but how
some way.
profitable are they?
You don't buy me, I buy you. Netflix is going to buy Disney. Watch this.
Ooh,
Oh,
that'd be
man.
interesting. Go to Netflix land, Netflix
We
world.
do know that
Euro
Basically,
Netflix.
their market capitalization at that point was 0.4 billion more than Disney's. But to put that in perspective, that's 152.7 versus 152.3. So I don't think Disney could
And just the
up
media?
and buy Netflix.
just the media.
I don't know. I think that at that level, I think Disney's valuation is more than just the media, but all the extensions thereof as well. But I don't know how they break it down within that structure. But if you did break it down any further, you definitely don't have any one group that's got enough money to acquire.
Right.
Netflix.
Maybe they merge.
I doubt it. Disney doesn't play with the other children. They buy the
Mouse
other children.
Flicks.
Mouse Flicks. That should be the name of it.
Yep.
Personally, I know some people are kind of, poo-pooing this because they're Netflix believers and whatnot, but I personally, I'm a believer in competition.
Yes.
And I believe the more that these services get out there, the lower the costs
Well, that's
are
why I
going to
said
go.
I hope it's blocked.
That's why
if that was the
I don't
case.
like all these content creators going off or all these, like CBS, we're going to have ours, NBC and ABC, we've got Hulu. Like everybody's just running off into their corners. And I'm like, I'm all for breaking down a cable subscription into pieces, but you guys,
that's what we've been pining for forever and ever.
Right. But okay, let me put it this way. Are you ready to say it? Here's the Corey T. Wilson crazy prediction of whatever. I don't think that HBO's model is sustainable.
Yeah, I don't either. Because Game of Thrones, that goes away next year.
No, they got like 30 spinoffs coming up. It'll be all right.
But I don't long term. I don't think HBO because I have an HBO subscription. I have HBO Now, right?
Yeah, because you get it free with your phone.
Shut up.
Would you honestly? Would you subscribe to it if you didn't?
No, that's the point I'm getting ready to make. Actually,
I do.
and
I
the
subscribe to it.
I'm considering changing phone carriers, and I wouldn't get that anymore. And so it's one of those things where technically it's $5 a month, but then I save $30 in another thing, so it's kind of like it's like more than free, but less than free. Anyway,
but see, I don't. It's $14.99 a month.
Right.
And I do it.
Yeah, so. and I'm like, if I had to pay. Like, if I had a line item that said you are paying this much for HBO, I'd be like, no, cancel that. Cancel that nonsense.
No thanks.
Because, first off, the movies that they have, it's like when Netflix first started shifting to TV and suddenly they had, like, no movies worth watching. Every time I get an HBO, I'm like, this is the same stuff
they really don't have
I
any.
saw 12 months ago, and there's only, like you go into family movies. All right, here's 14 family movies. 4 of them are Hocus Pocus films. They made 4 of those?
Their rotation isn't great.
No, it's slow and it's terrible. I only turn it on to watch like 2 series.
Yeah, seriously, I mean,
and
I love that I can subscribe when Game of Thrones is on and unsubscribe when it's done. But
could it be possible that HBO has to dissolve at some point?
Yeah.
Unless they pivot.
Yes, because here's the thing: HBO doesn't own a lot of content. They own what they create. Everything else is licensed content. When HBO got started, it was freaking. They were putting New York Rangers games on there and stuff like that. They were just trying to do they were buying up the cheapest content they could find because they're like the key is that we have more content, not better content.
I mean, that's the thing is right now, if they pivot in that direction, they're becoming a Netflix direct competitor.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
that's sustainable.
They've lost sight of we need more content. To saying, well, we can just have our shows and a little bit of crap content. And it's like, no. If you're going to hold a service that costs twice as much as a competition almost, you need to have much content. But
you're picking on HBO, which I am,
but I'm using
that. Which isn't a very good argument because they're in a specific...
But that's why I'm saying like the CBS All Access thing. That I'm sorry, that's not sustainable unless they pivot hard. And I'm saying that
it's been around for a long time.
If Disney picks and chooses
years,
the content that they're going to have in there, I mean, maybe at a super cheap price, but I don't know. I feel like people want to go where they're confident that they can rely on I don't want to watch that right now. I want to watch that in 3 months. Like I want to watch that Thanksgiving or I'm going to watch that at Christmas. And then they go in there and it's not there anymore because it's been rotated out. I don't think people are going to be attracted. Well, that's one thing HBO does. They leave their original
that's what
stuff.
CBS does too.
Oh, okay. They leave their original stuff does, but then the movie content.
Yeah, I can go back and watch season 1 of Survivor if I wanted to.
Oh God, Howie!
Oh, nice.
God,
my fiance,
$5 a month.
My fiance, she subscribes to CBS.
It's $5 a month, so that's cheap.
Honestly, to me, that's where it's got to get to.
Watch Rudy,
like all these services,
all the Big Bang Theory you can eat.
I think whether it's CBS, HBO, Netflix, whatever, if they all got to the price point where they're about $5 a piece. I think that's where it's sustainable for.
Because you could pick 2, 3 services.
If you did 5,
that's
$25 a month, and you get a crap ton of television, way more than you would get through a cable service.
You don't think that people are going to get stale on rotating content and they can't jump in and jump out and have everything they want there?
If I've got HBO, Netflix, Hulu, CBS, and ABC or something, if I've got five sets of content, that's plenty, man.
But you're saying that's plenty to find something to watch. I'm saying, are you going to, when you're in the mood to watch a certain thing and you go in and it's not there because it's been rotated out?
That's
or
what
the
Amazon's for, baby.
Yeah, baby. Amazon.
I think the rotated out thing is going to be.
Well, hell, double it, man.
I mean, because of competition.
People are paying $100 a month now for cable.
You're being conservative, unfortunately.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Double what we're talking about and do 10 of those services for $5 a month.
Well, and the thing is, I think the rotated out thing is. I don't think that those services are going to survive very well.
Right. And that's where I'm saying, because that's even HBO has had all these series, right? They've had all these series they've done. If you strip out their rotated movies, it still looks pretty anemic. Not even just at the $15 price point. It looks pretty anemic to me at less than $10 because the movies are just the C-tier movies that they just sweep in and out.
Right.
Well, Netflix don't care because now they're producing their own content that is driving people to them. So... And
that's why I'm saying that's kind of going back to what I was saying about HBO. Either they have to pivot to more of that, model, or they have to get gobbled up by somebody else.
HBO used to be the one to produce all that high quality content. I mean, they were
before their time.
They were. No, they absolutely were.
Deadwood and all those shows that people that
Deadwood
were go-tos.
was Showtime, wasn't it? Was that HBO?
No, it's HBO.
Oh, I thought that was Showtime.
So, But yeah, but now not so much. I mean, Netflix is the one that's lauded for all that stuff. So,
yep.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of funny because you look at the music industry, and there's a lot of bands and stuff that are producing their own albums, and
they have to,
and so
they have to tour if they want to make any money.
Yeah, so we're kind of seeing a little bit of that in a different way, but. We're having these companies that are producing it and they're not, going through the cable companies to distribute it, or they're starting to move away from that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out.
I don't know. I can't imagine how much CBS content would be required for me to want to even give them $5.
Don't want to watch all the Survivors?
Nope.
Oh,
but
I wouldn't do it. But again, I mean, my fiance, she wants it because that's where all her shows are.
Coming back to Disney, I think. What I'm hearing us say, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's got to be a $5 a month thing, and they got to have a lot of content available.
Yeah.
And they can't just continuously rotate stuff out.
Right.
There's got to be stuff there that I want to go watch. It's got to be there.
If the vault is a word that ever comes up in their marketing.
In Disney, yeah.
Watch this month before it goes back in the vault. Because every time I read the IO9 post, here's what's leaving Netflix this month, I'm always like, oh, I hate being reminded.
But that's exactly what Disney's going to do,
and that's what I'm saying is the problem.
Well, and the worst case is, you better watch The Mandalorian this week. Otherwise, it's been up there for 3 weeks and it's going to be gone.
Yeah, remember, that's what Hulu used to do. And I don't even know if Hulu still does that with a new episode disappears after 3 weeks or something like that.
I'm not sure, but they used to do that.
Yeah,
or 5 weeks or whatever it was.
And that's I
just hope. The Mandalorian is looking good from what we've seen. I just hope they can get enough viewers to maintain it, because that show's got to be expensive as hell.
This is
it is. It's super expensive.
The one side, the dad side of me, I only want them to do well if they have a good service. If they have a crappy service, I don't want it to do well.
Yeah. I get you. I'm not there. I want it to be good and do well no matter what. But yeah, if the service is, I am very much stick it to hey, I canceled my Pixel 3 because I'm like, you know what, Google, you're giving me the same phone last year with a couple of dorky ads and you raised the price $150. It's not okay.
Let me ask
you. And I canceled the order because I'm just like, not because I want a cheaper phone more. It's just, I'm like, no, you need to be sent a message.
Well, you vote with your dollars.
Exactly.
Let me ask
People kind of forget that.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up? You going to say?
I can't remember. Go ahead.
What else is going on, Mike?
Well, comicbook.com also reporting this week.
Man, they're on point today.
They are, aren't they?